Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack the totally surprising financial realities behind running a massive digital news channel. We consume digital media pretty much every single day, but how often do we actually get to see the real, raw balance sheet behind the headlines? Almost never. So today, we are completely opening the books on a major independent news network. We're going to see exactly how news channels make money in an era of shrinking digital revenue and crazy shifting algorithms.
To start off, we really have to shatter a massive digital money myth. Think about 157 million views for a second. If you're an independent journalism outlet pulling in over 150 million eyeballs a year, you must be absolutely rolling in cash, right? You might imagine private jets and just endless profits. Well, let's actually look at the math.
Here is the harsh reality check. A tiny, microscopic fraction of a penny. 0.002 pounds, to be exact. That is all the channel actually earned per view this past year from programmatic ads. Just think about that for a second. 0.2 of a single penny. It perfectly illustrates the brutal reality of relying solely on digital platforms to fund serious, well-researched journalism today.
Now, when you actually multiply that tiny little fraction by 157 million, you get roughly 332,000 pounds in total ad revenue, which sounds decent, but despite the sheer scale of their massive audience, that revenue actually dropped by a full 10% from the previous year. Relying on skippable and unskippable ads is just incredibly volatile, and this drop highlights exactly why modern media companies have to look way beyond just getting clicks if they want to survive.
Breaking those ad dollars down across their different topics reveals something super fascinating. Their global channel brought in 138,000 pounds, and the EU coverage pulled in 125,000. So those two are really doing the heavy financial lifting here. Meanwhile, the UK channel brought in 64,000. It's a really interesting look at how international geopolitics and European news currently hold way more algorithmic ad value for this specific network than their domestic UK coverage.
As it turns out, having strict integrity is pretty expensive. The network actually saw a 14% drop in sponsor revenue, down to about 212,000 pounds. Why? Mainly because they actively reject sketchy AI or gambling sponsors, which, by the way, are currently flooding the market with highly lucrative offers. Combined with their decision to just run fewer external sponsor spots so they could promote their own work, prioritizing trust actively brought their direct sponsor revenue down.
And this brings us to the ultimate digital irony. We have an internet-native media channel that actually makes significantly more money selling physical products than running digital ads or doing brand deals. This is a profound paradigm shift. The unpredictable digital revenue we just talked about is being completely overshadowed by tangible, hold-in-your-hands physical products. The undeniable financial hero of their entire balance sheet is literally their physical print magazine, aptly named Too Long. We are talking absolutely explosive 228% growth from the year prior, bringing in over 515,000 pounds. In an age where we are constantly told print is totally dead, an internet-native news company is seeing triple-digit financial growth simply by mailing physical paper to its viewers? How wild is that?
That incredible financial leap? It's entirely driven by their audience. They almost doubled their physical subscriber base to over 8,000 dedicated readers this past year. And this isn't just about selling a one-off product. It's about building a highly engaged community. 8,000 people are willing to open their wallets for in-depth, tangible reporting, proving that audiences will directly fund the journalism they value when you give them a high-quality way to do it.
But wait, it's not just the magazine. They've successfully built a really robust ecosystem of other tangible income streams to aggressively diversify away from those unpredictable digital ad rates. Their direct membership platform, The Party, brought in nearly 64,000 pounds. A gorgeous coffee table book about global parliament buildings pulled in 114,000, and general merch added another 25,000. They are basically building a thriving independent media empire entirely off-platform.
So, add all of that up, and the digital illusion gives way to a very real, tangible business pulling in nearly 1.3 million pounds in total revenue. That is up 28% overall from last year, which is huge. It brilliantly shows that while views and clicks might capture people's attention, creating high-quality, physical, and exclusive content is what actually builds a robust, sustainable, independent journalism business today.
But hold on. Before we pop the champagne and celebrate that top-line revenue, we really have to look at the crushing reality of their operational expenses. Running an international news organization is definitely not cheap. Their total costs came in at a staggering 1.22 million pounds. That's up 11% from last year. It takes serious money to make money, and producing high-level, independent news requires incredible capital.
The biggest chunk of that expense pie, by far, represents the human cost of independent news. Over £680,000 went directly to staffing and employee taxes. And why is this so high? Because avoiding cheap AI-generated content requires paying real researchers, real animators, and real journalists fair wages. They have a strict anti-AI policy, meaning absolutely no outsourcing to automated slot machines. Quality journalism is a human endeavor, and that expertise comes with a premium price tag.
And hey, remember that massive physical magazine revenue we talked about earlier? Well, it comes with a seriously heavy price tag from manufacturing, shipping, and international taxes, totaling over £326,000. Printing physical paper, warehousing it, and shipping it all over the globe means navigating international tariffs and logistical nightmares that you simply don't have to deal with when you're just uploading a digital video to the internet. Then you've got the day-to-day operational reality of just keeping the lights on. £150,000 went to office space and business rates, $17,000 for new tech hardware. They even spent £14,000 traveling to places like Greenland to film original, on-the-ground documentaries. Though, in a rare bit of good financial news, actually proving miracles do happen, they managed to claim a surprising £30,000 tax refund from the government this year.
So, after all those massive numbers going in and coming out, what is left? This is the final, hard-fought net profit for the entire year of operation, just over £72,000. When you think about running a £1.3 million business, a £72,000 profit is an incredibly tight margin. But honestly, in the world of independent news, simply getting the business out of the red and turning a profit at all is a massive structural victory.
So what are they doing with that profit? Buying a yacht? Nope. Actually, rather than the founders cashing out, they are instantly reinvesting this money into hiring 4 new team members and preparing for future heavier tax bills. By bringing on new animators and business journalists, they are aggressively expanding to keep growing the quality of their explainer ecosystem, basically betting that better content will yield an even stronger business next year. What you should really take away from all this is how totally unique this model truly is. No venture capital money. No wealthy billionaire donors pulling the strings. It is 100% audience-funded. Avoiding outside influence means this independent journalism relies entirely on you, the audience, directly supporting the content you value. It means the absolute only people the journalists have to answer to are the readers and viewers themselves. And this direct audience support is exactly what funds their neutral, in-depth reporting on complex global realities, like what we see in their magazine. They are able to impartially analyze a massive variety of global topics. We're talking everything from a detailed timeline of Donald Trump's military interventions, to shifting UK political governments, to Russia's changing global influence, and even the actual geopolitical impact of Gen Z protests. This incredible breadth of unbiased coverage is only possible because of the financial independence we've just unpacked. Ultimately, this incredible pivot from digital micropennies to a thriving, tangible print journalism business leaves us with one fascinating thought to consider about the media we consume every single day. As digital ad revenue shrinks and platform algorithms become more and more unreliable, is independent media's future actually found in the past? If we truly want high-quality, unbiased news, we might just have to go back to paying for it on physical paper.